Hello, my name is William Lobley. I am studying the ethics of sports journalism, and in this presentation I'm going to give enough points to answer the question, is sport and gambling a bad marriage? So, the contents. The title page obviously slide 1 and the contents page obviously slide 2. On slide 3 I'm going to give a brief introduction. On slide 4, 5 and 6 I'm going to speak about topic 1, which is match fixing. On slides 7 and 8, I'm going to speak about topic 2, which is gambling addictions. And slide 9 and 10, I'm going to speak about topic 3, which is professional athletes gambling. I will give a conclusion on slide 11, and my reference list will be on slide 12. So, online gambling businesses started to appear in the 1990s, with the first online casino being born in 1994. Today, there are sites dedicated to online gambling from almost every country in the world. These range from an online casino and sportsbooks to informational portals that give info for sites from all over the world. Within just 1 year, from 1996 to 1997, the number of online gambling sites increased from 15 to 200. The popularity of gambling websites has been an upward trajectory ever since. Sport and gambling have always had a link, but very often a negative one. In recent years, gambling has become more involved in sport and had heavy impacts on it. This has led to an increase in the amount of match-fixing scandals that have happened in sport. In this presentation, I'm going to outline 3 major issues that gambling has produced in sport: match-fixing, gambling addictions, and professional athletes gambling. So, what is match fixing and why does it play a big part in sport? Match fixing is when someone influences the course of result of a sports event. They do this to gain an advantage for themselves or for others, and to remove the uncertainty normally associated with sport. Match fixing plays a big part in sport because it doesn't allow a balanced outcome from a match. Back in 2010, there was a major match-fixing scandal that happened at the home of cricket, Lords, during a test match between England and Pakistan. Marzan Majid, a bookmaker, bribed 3 Pakistan players to deliberately bowl no balls at certain pre-arranged moments during the test match. As a result of Majid match-fixing, he was later arrested by Scotland Yard. As a result of this, 3 players were also banned: Captain Salman Butt and bowlers Mohammad Asif and Mohammad Amir. This example just shows how big a thing match fixing is and how bad the outcome can be, as this has now ruined these players' reputations. Potential match fixing has been detected in more than 1,100 sports matches since April 2020. According to Sport Traders figures, football is the sport most at risk of corruption linked to betting. The UFDS technology has flagged 500 suspicious football matches this year. Almost 40% of those matches reported within domestic competitions were found in third-tier leagues and below, with youth football also targeted by match fixers. Jude Bellingham is the most recent player to come out and question referee Felix Zweier for match fixing. In 2005, Zweier was involved in a match fixing scandal which centered around 2 Bundesliga referees, him and Robert Heuser, who took bribes to fix several matches which he officiated. Zweier assisted him in a match and accepted a bribe of €300 to avoid critical scenes for a Bundesliga second division side. In January 2005, he and 3 other high-ranked referees were subsequently banned from refereeing for 6 months, a suspension that was kept secret for several years until a German newspaper published a secret file from the German FA. Bellingham is not the only England international to make comments regarding Zweier's refereeing performance. After West Ham's defeat to Frankfurt in the Europa League semi-final, Declan Rice was caught on video saying to Zweier, how bad his performance was, and that he's probably been paid. Manager David Moyes also refused to comment on the referee's performance. The next topic is gambling addictions. Gambling addiction is a type of impulse control disorder where you have little or no control over your urge to gamble, even when you are aware that your actions can hurt yourself and others, and even when the odds are against you. A quote from a Bordeaux in 2018, "It's a silent addiction, but at its worst, it takes lives." The growth of online gambling has really contributed to the increase in gambling addictions, as it is much easier to place a bet and also deposit money. Increasing online gambling has also led to it being a lot more accessible to people under the age of 18, and this is very difficult to control. Denise Coates, the founder of online betting company Bet365, earned $300 million in 2021, making her the highest paid chief executive of any UK company. Overall, research suggests that there are nearly 5 million British people that have experienced harm linked to gambling, and research also shows that gambling addicts are at 15 times higher risk of suicide. It is also suggested that 550 suicides a year are linked to gambling. A specific person recently, former Arsenal footballer Paul Merson has become very open about his gambling addiction. In a recent interview, he said, "I don't think I've got another recovery in me," and he also warned that this is his last chance saloon. Paul Merson also revealed that he is now given an allowance by his wife after he gambled away their house deposit during lockdown. Merson revealed that his addiction to gambling has lost him £7 million, and he also went to the bookies while his wife was in labour. He placed his first bet at the age of 16 and said gambling has cost him everything he's ever had, including 2 marriages. His wedding night in 1990 was spent in a foul mood after he was consumed with overwhelming self-hatred because of the fact he had lost thousands while betting on Costa Rica v Scotland in the World Cup. This shows how major gambling addictions are, and personally I don't feel that there is enough awareness raised on this matter, and credit must be given to Paul Merson to open up about this on his documentary. Another major issue that gambling promotes is professional athletes gambling. Many athletes, especially football players, have been found guilty of breaching the FA's betting rules, having massive effects on not only the game itself, but their personal careers as well, as the FA have very strict rules regarding footballers betting, such as heavy fines and being banned from playing the sport. If a competitive athlete begins to gamble, it can take as little as 1 win to get hooked and 1 loss to want that win back, and this is how the cycle to addiction can begin. In many cases, athletes may be unable to financially support themselves when their athlete's career hit a low or they are faced with retirement, and hence gambling may be a solution to their financial woes. Daniel Sturridge was accused of passing inside information over a potential transfer in January 2018. Following more research into this accusation, the FA then imposed a 4-month ban which applies to playing professional football for any club. He was also then hit with a £150,000 fine, and Turkish club Trabzonspor were quick to terminate Sturridge's contract at the club. In 2016, it was revealed that Joey Barton had placed over 1,260 bets over a period of 10 years. In 2017, the FA decided to ban Barton for 18 months after considering a suitable punishment for his misdemeanours. The current Bristol Rovers manager admitted that he had held a registered Betfair account since 2004 and placed over 15,000 bets across a range of sport, with an average stake size of £150. So, after the points that I have given, I think it is safe to say that sport and gambling definitely do have a bad marriage. It is clear to see how damaging gambling can be to players involved in sport, bookmakers, and to people's life. I think more needs to be done to raise awareness about gambling addictions, not only in the UK, but across the world.